Hola, hola, buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we are going to be learning how to use the verb jugar y tocar. And we're going to learn how to conjugate them. First of all, jugar y tocar both mean in English to play. However, jugar means to play a game or sport, and tocar means to play an instrument or music. Okay? So tocar is related to music and instruments, and jugar is related to games, sports. Let's just put it that way. Okay? Let's get started. So, I went ahead and I wrote our chart to show how we conjugate the verb jugar because jugar y tocar are irregular verbs. So they do not follow the rule patterns as your normal AR, ER, IR ending verbs. So since it's an irregular verb, it needs to be memorized, okay? So yo, we already know that yo means I, tú means you, él means he, ella means she, and usted means you formal. We know that nosotros means we boys or we mixed group of boys and girls, and nosotras is just we girls. Okay? We have the vosotros form that I just went ahead and I wrote it to show you how it works, but as you know, in my classes, I don't teach you vosotros, okay? So it's vosotros, vosotras, as you know, OS, boys, or a mixed group, AS, girls, okay? And then we have ellos, they boys, ellas, they girls, ustedes, you all as a group. Okay, and I went ahead and I abbreviated since my piece of paper isn't that large enough to make my chart super big. So I had to abbreviate usted and ustedes. So usted, the abbreviation form in español es UD, UD, and ustedes es UDS, UDS. Okay, so whenever you see UD period, that means an abbreviation for usted, and UDS period, that means abbreviation for ustedes. Okay, now, juego is the right conjugated form that applies to I, yo. So I play, yo juego. Tú juegas, you play. Él juega, he plays. Ella juega, she plays. Usted juega, you formal play. You as an adult, referring to an adult. I went ahead and I wrote él, ella, and usted in one box because all three of them share the same form, juega, the same form of the verb jugar, juega, okay? And I did the same thing for ellos, ellas, and ustedes because they share the same form, and nosotros and nosotras because they share the same form as well as vosotros and vosotras, okay? So nosotros is we boys and we mixed group of boys and girls, and nosotras, ending with an AS, is we girls, only we girls. Then we have ellos, they boys, ellas, they girls, and ustedes, you all. Now, for ellos, can also be used with a group of boys and girls, okay? So, ellos juegan, ellas juegan, ustedes juegan. Now, I know I skipped vosotros and vosotras, but vosotros and vosotras also share the same form, jugáis, okay? Now, I went ahead and I wrote a couple sentences as examples to not take up a lot of your time. So I did an example for I, you, she, and we. But if you need further examples, it's just super easy to look at the pronoun and plug in the conjugated form. And I will show you in a couple minutes how to do that, okay? So I play baseball. Now, baseball in español es béisbol, okay? It almost sounds the same, doesn't it? Sounds very similar. I becomes yo, play, juego, because I looked at my pronoun yo, and the conjugated form of the verb jugar is juego. So it becomes I play, yo juego, baseball, al baseball. Now in español, when you are saying the sport that you like to play, we like to say al before giving the name of the sport, okay? So yo juego al béisbol. Now tú, play, juegas, soccer, al fútbol. Tú juegas al fútbol, okay? Then we have she plays tennis. Ella juega tenis, al tenis. Tenis is also very much alike tennis. The only difference is that in español, we pronounce it a little bit different, and it only has one N with the spelling. Now we have we play sports. We becomes nosotros, and I'm using the mixed form because we weren't being specific whether it's we boys or we girls, right? So when we don't know whether it's we only girls or we only boys, you can pretty much use the neutral form, which is we boys, okay? That's just how it works with the grammar. Whenever you have a mixed group of boys and girls, the masculine form takes over. So it's nosotros jugamos deportes. We play sports, okay? Now, let me go ahead and show you the tocar conjugated forms. And I did the same thing with the abbreviations, usted and ustedes, just to make sure it would fit in there. And now that I'm looking at it carefully, I think if I had just stretched my box a little bit more, I would have probably been able to add usted and ustedes. But we'll do that next time. All right, so tocar means to play an instrument or music, right? So jugar and tocar both mean to play in English, right? And in English, it makes completely sense to say, I like to play baseball or I like to play the piano, right? But in Spanish, tocar and jugar are very different. They're in a separate group, okay? And later on, I'm going to show you how tocar also has another meaning behind. So it's not just to play an instrument or music, but it's something else that I'm going to share with you later. Right now, I don't want to confuse you by throwing you another one, okay? So, yo means I. We know that already. We know all of our pronouns. We know all of our subject pronouns. So, we're good. Yo becomes toco. And I forgot to mention that the reason why we have to memorize these conjugated forms is because tocar is also an irregular verb, so it does not follow the AR, ER, IR ending formulas that we've talked in the past, so it needs to be memorized. Yo toco, I play. Tú tocas, you play. Él, he, ella, she, usted, you formal, toca, share the same form. Nosotros and nosotras tocamos, share the same form. We have vosotros and vosotras tocáis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes tocan. Okay? So I went ahead and I wrote some sentences to make our lessons a little bit shorter. They play the piano. They play the piano. Now, they is ellos. And if it had been they feminine, meaning they girls, you would have seen me write in here in parentheses girls. so you would know to use ellas instead of ellos. But since I made it very clear that it's they, which could be a mixed group of boys and girls or just boys, you don't have to choose or write in the feminine form. Stick to the masculine form, okay? So they, ellos, tocan el piano, okay? We all know that the is broken down into 4 different forms in Spanish. We have 2 masculine forms, out of one is singular and one is plural, and then we have 2 feminine forms from which one is singular and one is plural, okay? Then we have he plays the guitar. He, él, plays, toca, la guitar, guitarra. Now, don't forget, he has an accent mark above the E. If you don't write the accent mark above the E, then it's not going to mean he. It's going to mean like the, okay? El chico, the boy, versus él es, he is, okay? With an accent mark above the E. This one's in parentheses, girls play the trumpet. So I'm going to look for the we girls form, which is nosotras. So I'm going to write nosotras tocamos, play la trumpet, trompeta, okay? You play the violin. Tú tocas, sorry, let me do that one again. Tú tocas el violin, violin. Now, violin and violin are almost spelled exactly the same, but the only difference that we have an accent mark above the I to give it a little more emphasis, okay? So that's how you conjugate the verb jugar, which means to play sports or games, and tocar, to play an instrument or music. And both verbs mean to play. They're just used differently to describe obviously different things. One is related to music and instruments, which is tocar, and the other one is related to game and sports, jugar, okay? And I know I'm repeating myself, but they both mean to play in English. Okay, so I'm gonna try, actually no, I don't think I need to send you a copy of this because I'm gonna be uploading a handout for you to try at home, and I think I do have one. I'm gonna make sure I send you the one that has the charts for you to be able to look at and use as a reference when you're answering or translating the questions. Okay? Bueno, nos vemos, chicos y chicas. Adiós. Hasta luego. Oopsies, my